Hey guys, it's Shannon, and today I'm finally going to be testing the Roxxsaurus Palettes. I have all three of them here. I've finally been able to get my hands on them. I ended up actually just ordering them off the Superdrug website because they had them on the website. They just didn't have them in store. So I have all three of them. I'm going to be using one palette on each eye, and then obviously the contour and highlight palette I'll be using. So as you can see, I've already got my main base down. I used, I actually used a few new things. I used the PS My Perfect Colour Double Coverage Matte Foundation from Primark, and honestly, first impressions, I'm very impressed. I haven't used this before, and this is actually in a darker shade than what I normally get, and I think it kind of works. It actually matches me, which I'm shocked about because normally I am just pale, but it actually matches me. So I think I've got a nice new summer foundation because during winter I look ghostly. Where did I put the concealer? And then the concealer I used, I actually picked up today. This is my first ever NYX product. I picked up the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop Concealer in the shade Light Ivory. So again, this isn't as light as I would normally get, but I feel like it, well, you can't even see it. There's powder over the top. But you'll see it in a bit. And then I just used my RCMA No Colour Powder. I have fallen in love with this stuff. And with how much you get, it's unbelievable. So yeah, that's what's already on my face. Oh, primers I used, I did a double prime because I wanted to see if it would actually make a difference. I'm dropping things again. I used the Revolution Pore Blur primer just like on my nose and here, and I just dunked my fingers all in that powder. And then I used the Revolution Mattify primer on the rest of my face. That's what I've done so far. So next I'm going to be moving on to doing my eyeshadow, because I've left the powder on because I'm not sure how powdery these are going to be, or if there's going to be a lot of fallout or anything like that. So once I've done my eyes, I'll get close up and see if there is actually any coloured powder under my eyes. So I'm just gonna get on with doing my eyes. So I think I'm gonna do the Colorburst palette on this side and then the Ride or Die palette on this side. I'm just gonna get on. I'm gonna start with the Colorburst palette. Right, I know I said I was going to do this in a time lapse, but just straight off the bat, the Colorburst one's powdery. I've only used this white shade, and can you see how much powder is already in that? And I've literally just put that down as a base on my eyes, and I think the white's going to bring out the colours more. That specific shade is quite powdery. Okay, so I finished my first eyelid using the Colorburst palette, and I'm just going to pull this a bit closer. There is a lot of fallout under my eye. So they are very powdery, however, that payoff, worth it. Honestly, they're creamy, they blend so well. Honestly, I know they're powdery, but it's definitely 100% worth it. I've powdered on my top. What I would recommend is not do what I've done. First do your eyeshadow, then do your face makeup, and it would work out a lot better. But I'm very chuffed with that, and I actually really like that colour combo. So lastly, what I'm going to do for this eye is I'm just going to take a pencil brush, and I'm just going to smudge green, blue and yellow across there. And as you can probably see, there is actually already some of sky under my eye. One thing is, these palettes are hard to open, but to be honest with you, I think that's probably better, because it means if you drop them, they're not just going to open. Or if you're traveling with them, they're not just going to open up and go everywhere. Okay, so that is one eye done, and I think that actually looks pretty good. Could I have done better? Probably. Possibly. No, probably not. But I'm trying to get better with doing the more colourful looks, and as far as colourful looks go, I think this one's fine. So I don't think I did too bad of a job, considering I don't use colour a lot. One thing is they are very powdery. I just bashed off the brush onto this palette, and look how much of the powder is on it. So they are quite powdery, but again, the payoff, the blendability, it's amazing, honestly. Okay, so now I'm going to go onto this eye, and I'm going to use the Roxxsaurus, whatever it's called, the Ride or Die palette. I just dropped my brush. It's okay, I'm done anyway. Okay, so this eye look didn't come out the way I was expecting it to, because I decided after putting down the colour Cola to go in with Draco over the top of that, and it didn't end very well for me. So it doesn't look the way I thought it would. It's a very dark look. This is really shiny. It's a very dark look, especially for me, but you know, I could work with it, to be honest. Again, incredibly blendable, little bit crumbly, not as crumbly as the Colorburst palette, still a bit crumbly. The only issue I had was this red colour that is called, what you call cranberry. I was using my finger to apply it, but it wasn't coming off easily. Definitely not as easily as Sky did. So I recommend maybe using a brush. It didn't seem to want to come off my finger onto my eyelid. I had some trouble getting it on my eye, but I got there in the end. It just took some work. But yeah, I actually really like both of these eye looks, and I'm gonna look like a crazy person whenever I go out at some point today, because I have two different eye looks. And actually, funnily enough, just looking in the mirror, my eyes look like they are two totally different shapes just because of the colours that are on my eyes. Because this one looks more open, but this one looks longer. It goes to show what different colours around your eyes can do for the way that it makes your eyeballs look. So I wasn't sure if Lemonade in the Colorburst palette and Honey in the Ride or Die palette were the same colour, but Lemonade is much more of a vibrant yellow than Honey is. Honey's much more of a golden yellow, sort of like Honey is, whereas Lemonade is very much lemon yellow. Interesting fact, my surname is actually Lemon. Yeah, that was fun growing up. It was fun growing up with that as a surname. You can probably imagine. But yeah, so that is my eye look. I'm just going to go do my brows and blush and stuff, and then I'll come back and we will do the contour and highlighting palette. Okay, so I put on some mascara and I put my brows on. The mascara I used was the Waterproof Revolution. No, the Waterproof Mascara Revolution. What is this even called? Yeah, the Waterproof Revolution. Okay, I'm not going crazy then. So I use that because it's actually pretty hot here in the UK at the moment, and I don't want to look like a panda. And then for brows, I used, I think it's the L'Oreal Incredibrow. No, I think that's maybe something else. Once I can find it. Unbelievabrow. I knew it was something brow. So that's what I used on my brows. It's the first time I'm using that, and I'm on the fence at the moment. I didn't get a blush out, and to be honest with you, I can't be honest. I can't be honest. I can't be bothered to get one. So I'm not going to. I'm just going to go straight into using the Roxxsaurus contour and highlighting palette. So I'm just going to do my contour and highlighter with this palette, obviously. Okay, so that is the highlight and contour. I really like that palette. It's pigmented, but not so overly pigmented that it's like, swipe, I put too much on. It's buildable. Pardon me. You know, it's pigmented, but still buildable. Same with the highlighter. You get a bit of a glow, but then you can build it up to a proper full-on, like, you know, streak of highlighter on your face. But I went for a bit more of a more subtle-ish kind of a glow. But yeah, so I really like this highlighter, but the only problem I have with these palettes is the fact that I touch them and then there's fingerprints all over them and it bugs me. And I feel the same way about the Soph palette that's in the same finish. I feel the same way about oh, what's the other one that's like it? There's another palette that's like this kind of finish. It bugs me to no end because I'm like, no! Right, so I'm just quickly gonna whack on a lipstick or a lip gloss kind of thing and then I'll be back. Okay, so that's the lipstick. I just used the I Heart Revolution I Heart Chocolate Lip Gloss in the shade Honeycomb. It actually smells like honeycomb. I picked up a few of these today, so I got a few different shades and they all smell different. I sat here for about 20 minutes sniffing each of them. Is that weird? Probably. But yeah, so this is the finished look. I actually really like it, and to be honest with you, I might feel a little bit weird going out with 2 different eyeshadow looks and might get a few funny looks, but to be honest with you, I really like the way that they've come out. The other thing I noticed is this eye looks bluer than this one. Do you notice that? So this eye, even though my eyes are the same colour, they're both the same colour, this one looks bluer just because of the fact that I've got the yellow and the green and the blue on my eye, whereas this one looks like darker blue because I've got the darker colours around it. And I thought that was quite interesting, and I'm looking at myself and I'm like, I look weird. Send me them on Twitter and Instagram, the looks that you guys can come up with these palettes, because I want some more inspiration for doing more colourful looks and some more neutral looks, because generally I just go for the same old thing all the time. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up for me. If you're enjoying me and my content, then click that subscribe button and ring the bell so you get notified every time I upload a new video. I'm actually staying on schedule at the moment. So, but like, I've been trying to get into a schedule since I started, and for the last couple of weeks, I've actually stuck to it, and I'm actually a few videos ahead. So I'm quite excited about that fact. Leave your video suggestions in the comments down below. I have put my social media in the description box. I put all the links and everything to my Twitter, my Instagram, my Snapchat well, obviously not a link to my Snapchat, but my username for Snapchat is down there, and TikTok. Not that I ever post on TikTok, but it's there. Send me any pictures that you guys create of these palettes onto my social media, and I hope you're all having a lovely, lovely week, and I'll see you through the screen. Bye guys!